So in the last video, I mentioned I'd take 3 typical USA-made Fender Telecaster types that are a modern example from the 1950s, 60s and 2019 range. Hello viewer, my name's Stu. Please do check out the rest of my channel as it covers my return back to playing and recording guitar after a 40-year break. Now, many thanks to those who take time to subscribe, comment and get in touch. It's really much appreciated. Now, in a previous video I did reviews on the Fender Telecaster American Pro Series 1 and the Fender Telecaster Custom Shop Limited Edition 61 Relic, and recently the Fender Custom Shop 1952 Telecaster Nocaster Blonde Blackguard Relic. Now, if you're interested in those specific models, then please do check out my channel playlists under the unboxing section, where I go into a bit more detail on each guitar. So, coming up, number 1, the guitars and a very quick description of each model. And number 2, what they sound like in direct comparison to each other. And number 3, points of interest. Number 4, my likes and dislikes. Number 5, conclusion and final remarks. So, without further ado, a very brief explanation of the 3 models involved. Number 1, starting with the USA-made Fender Custom Shop 1952 Telecaster Nocaster Blonde Blackguard model. Now, it's an ash body finished in an aged nitrocellulose lacquer, typical of the Nocaster period, and this example is from the Relic series. A maple riff sawn neck, 21 narrow tall 6105 frets, and with a 57 soft V neck shape. The fingerboard has a compound radius starting at 7.25 at the headstock and tapering to 9.5 towards the body. It sports a 51 style Nocaster single ply Relic pickguard with the early 5-screw arrangement. Vintage Telecaster bridge setup with its 3-barrel brass saddles. The pickups are hand-wound original Blackguard 5152 single coils in combination with a 51 modified Nocaster wiring setup. This lets the player blend both pickups together in switch position 1. The 3-way selector toggle is of the early barrel design and the knurled knobs have rounded tops. Truss rod adjustment is at the body end of the neck, and the case it comes in is manufactured by the American case company G&G, and the outer covering in this example is a tweed finish with leather stitched binding at the ends. So next up, the USA made Fender Custom Shop 1961 Telecaster Limited Edition Relic model. Now, this is an alder body finished in a medium tint nitrocellulose lacquer sporting an aged Sherwood green metallic, and this example is again from the Relic series. A maple quarter saw neck, 21 narrow tall 6105 frets, and with a 60s oval C shape. The dark rosewood fingerboard has a radius of 9.5. It comes with an aged white 3-ply pickguard with the 8-screw arrangement, but in another video I changed that out for a pearl off-white finish type, which I felt was better suited to the guitar. Again, we have the vintage Telecaster bridge setup with the 3-barrel brass saddles. The pickups are both hand-wound at the bridge, an original Blackguard single coil, and at the neck a Twisted Tele Single-coil. The Greasebucket tone circuit rolls down tone without increasing bass frequencies. The 3-way selector toggle is of the top hat design, and the knurled control knobs have that flat surface on the top. Again, truss rod adjustment is at the body end of the neck, and the case it comes in again manufactured by the American case company G&G, and the outer covering in this example is a brown textured vinyl with leather stitched binding at the ends. Finally, a USA-made American Fender Professional Series 1 Butterscotch Blackguard made in 2019, a modern rendition of the 50s period. We have a Nash body but finished in a tough gloss polyurethane butterscotch. The maple neck, which has a modern deep C shape, has a satin urethane finish and a gloss urethane finish on the maple fingerboard, which has a 9.5 radius with 22 narrow tall frets. It sports the classic black single-ply guard, the traditional Telecaster bridge setup with 3 compensated brass saddles this time. The pickups are Timshaw Telecaster V-Mod Single-Coil version 1 at the bridge and at the neck. The volume and tone controls are knurled with a flat top. The volume control has the treble-bleed tone circuit, and the 3-way selector toggle has the Early's 50s barrel design. Easy truss or adjustment is at the headstock end of the neck. Now the case comes in a lightweight ATA moulded military grade polyethylene case finished in black. So, number 2, how do they all compare in regard to tone? Now I'm going to be playing through my Bad Cat Black Cat amplifier, and I will say first of all, this amplifier does need to be dialed in to best suit the pickups in use. So I'm going to set this to a general, you could say middle of the road tone to give a flavour of what differences there are between these guitars. But I emphasise, I would always dial in a specific tone best suited to what I'm looking for. Now I'm going to play some chords clean with some reverb across the 3 selector positions in a quick side-by-side comparison. So neck pickup, position 1. Middle, position 2. Bridge, position 3. And now adjusting the amplifier controls for a moderate overdrive tone with reverb, I'll demonstrate the pickup reaction where I strum pick the strings with restraint and then when played more forcibly. So neck, pickup, position 1. Middle, position 2. Bridge, position 3. So now, keeping all the controls the same, I'll demonstrate with the addition of a TC Spark Boost pedal. So neck pickup, position 1. Middle, position 2. Bridge, position 3. Now, number 3, things I'd personally mention that might be of interest. So 3 Fender Telecaster guitars representing different eras of time. And let me say straight away, all 3 are really enjoyable to play, and all 3 have a fabulous range of tone and versatility. It all depends on what you're playing through and how you dial in the tones and the style of music that you're playing. Today, there is a bewildering range of Telecaster guitars to choose from, and if you're new to guitar or these type of classic electric guitars, it really is a good idea to go and try some out for yourself in a music store. So number 4, likes and dislikes. I like all 3 guitars. They all have their own character, and as mentioned, they are versatile in what you can do with them. Great guitars for recording with, especially in a busy mix. Now, Telecasters are often seen as chicken-picking, twangy country-style guitars, and while they surely get used for that role, nothing could be further from the truth. The broad range of tones available really is quite outstanding from these type of guitars. Now, my favourite is the 1961 Telecaster, and that's both down to the pickup tone and the playability. I will say the 50s and 60s Teles in their modest relic finish are just so comfortable to play, and they have a vibe that's really can be quite difficult to describe. You need to try one out. I definitely prefer this worn-in feel compared to a nice shiny example, as nice as it is. I know I would say dragging your guitar behind your car and other such nonsense will not get you that same feel. What do I dislike? In regard to the Fender American Professional, it's a nice guitar, and it was the first Telecaster I purchased because I had no idea I was going to end up with 2 Custom Shop 1950s and 60s Telecasters. So you could say I saw the American Professional kind of filling a compromise gap until I was in a better place of understanding what I was actually looking for in regard to guitar types, guitar tone. So having said that, I am selling off my American Professional Telecaster and Stratocaster models as they are no longer required. But both lovely guitars, but as I've said before, I'm not a guitar collector. If it doesn't get used in it, it goes. In regard to the 1952 Telecaster Nocaster, some of the screws and edges at the rear plate were a little sharp in places, and I had to address that with a small file and some fine sandpaper. No big deal. As for the 61 Telecaster, I really didn't particularly like the green metallic finish, but it has definitely grown on me now, and I think it actually looks much better with its new aged pearl pickguard. So, 5. Conclusion, final thoughts. As always, no one paid me to mention any of the products shown. It's just my opinions. There are some great books out there on Telecasters and Stratocasters for Fender lovers. I certainly found them helpful when looking to track down specific models. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Do check out my Stratocaster shootout if that other iconic Fender guitar interests you, and in future videos I'll be continuing my recording series. So do think about subscribing, hit the bell to get notifications, like and share, and as always, it really helps the channel. Do check out my channel playlists, which cover my journey back to playing and recording guitar after a 40-year break. So whether you're a newcomer, an ongoing player, or like me, an old hand returning to guitar playing, I always take time to engage with folks who take time to comment. So until next time, the journey continues. Do take care.